Well, good afternoon. So peace be with you. So when you hear the word peace, what do you think of? What's peace? Is it harmony, tranquility, serenity, quiet? Is it no more fighting, no more conflict, no struggle? What is it? What do you think of peace? I think today in this world we think of peace, we tend to think of it as in those passive terms, in that it means no conflict, no struggle. But is that really peace? Is that the kind of peace that Jesus was offering to his disciples and he offers to everyone here today? Is that the peace? Think about the people in the Ukraine, the people in Gaza, the people in Israel, the people in Russia. So think about what's going on there right now. When God willing, that fighting all ends and peace is declared, are they going to feel peace? Think about it. How do you think the doctor who had 9 of her children killed yesterday in Gaza? Did you hear about that one? 9 of her 10 children were killed in a missile strike. When the fighting ends, will she have peace? Would you? Would you have peace if you were in those people's position? Because yes, the bombing will end, the dying will end, but will they really feel peace? Will they be calm? Will they be serene? Will they be tranquil? Or will they be fearful? Will they be anxious? Will they be scared? Will they be vengeful? Do you see what I mean? Is that really peace? An end to war, an end to fighting? My friends, peace is not the absence of struggle. Peace is not the end to conflict in our life. Peace is not all about, kumbaya, we're all good, we all love each other, and there's no harm in the world. It's not about well wishes and, peace be with you, my friend, go and live well. That's not peace, because frankly, that's not the world we live in. If you're waiting for peace, well, you're basically waiting for heaven then, because we don't live in a peaceful world, do we? And our idea, and the reason is this, is our idea of peace is a worldly peace. It's not the kind of peace that he offers us today, because we think of it in impassive terms. But he left us an extraordinary gift that is not passive. It is very active. It is an active force in this world. Peace. Shalom. The word shalom is peace. And you know what it means in the Israeli tradition? Hebrew, it means wholeness, completeness, and perfection. It's used 200 times in the Old Testament. And it's related to our human condition, our morals, our relationships, how we treat other people, and how we wish to be treated. Peace, or shalom, describes our relationship to God and to each other. That's what Jesus was wanting us to see, is peace is not just a life with no conflict or no struggle. Peace is something different. Peace only comes when you put your trust in him, when you allow him to give you something that the world can't give you. Like he told his disciples, whoever loves me will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him, and we will make our dwelling within him, within you. Because the peace that God and Jesus offers is not here. This is where we have fears and worries. It's here. It's in our hearts. God's peace dwells here. Not here, but here. And it said the devil does his utmost to banish peace from our hearts because he knows that God lives in peace, and it is in peace that God will accomplish great things through us. My friends, only in our relationship with Christ can we really find true peace in this world, in this life. We're just like the disciples. What did he tell them? Don't be afraid. Don't be troubled. And he knows that. He knows how we are. He knows that fears and worries are up here, but he wants us to go down here where he lives. He wants us to know that life's not always great, but he's always here. He's always with us. He didn't say, I love you, or don't worry, be happy, did he, when he greeted people? He always said, peace be with you. And that's why, because he wants us to know that true peace resides in our hearts. Despite the anxieties of the world, there will always be anxieties. Henry Nouwen, I love what Henry Nouwen said about this. He said, I know that peace often lives underneath the turmoil and anxieties of our hearts. And it doesn't mean inner harmony or tranquility. The peace that God gives us is beyond our thoughts and our feelings in our heads. And it's when we have real trust that his peace is in our hearts, even in the midst of our struggles. My friends, that's what we have to see, that life is never going to be easy for any of us. We have our ups and our downs, and if you allow and you think that peace only comes by thinking about it, you're going to miss it, because it doesn't come from your head. So as you think about that today, think about true peace. I've told this story before, but it's a beautiful story. It is a true story, by the way. So, and some of you who heard me last week probably you'll remember it, but you'll hear it again. So there was a reporter for NBC News. His name was David Bloom. I don't know if y'all remember David Bloom. He used to be on the Weekend Show and a lot of things. And in the Iraq War, he was embedded in the Army in 2003, and he made daily reports. And his last report was on April 5th, 2003. And it wasn't on the news. It was an email that he sent his wife. His last report was an email he sent his wife. And he simply said, "My dearest wife, I hope and pray that all the troops make it home alive from this war. But as for me, I have peace in my heart, because here I am at the peak of my professional success, but frankly, I could care less. For all of that is nothing compared to my loving relationship with you, our girls, and with Jesus." He sent that within 24 hours. He was dead. Is that the kind of peace we want? To be able to sit in a war and be able to say something like that to not only our spouse and our family, but to God, to tell him, nothing mattered but my relationship with you. I have true peace. Because if you keep looking for it in this world, it's not what Jesus is offering us. He's saying you won't find it. You'll only find it when we set our eyes on him, when we open our ears to hear him, when you open your heart to let him live and dwell within your heart. That's the kind of true peace that David Bloom found. Are you willing to try to find that true peace as well? Amen? Amen. May the peace of Christ be with you in your hearts forever. Amen.